Hello everyone, this is Jim Okersinski with your weekly screencast video. So as I mentioned here in the announcement, it is critical to view the screencast video. There's important information about course content and the assignments. So please take the time to at least view the screencast video in addition to covering the textbook and other material in our Blackboard units. So just a quick wrap up and review what we've done so far. In the introduction, we took the time to think about what a research essay may sound like, issue of voice, and what is or what isn't a research paper. Also, in chapter 1, we moved on toward establishing a topic with exercise 1.4 and the topic brainstorm forum. And in chapter 2 this week, along with the research modules, we looked at how to research for your topic. What's important, I believe, in that chapter is the figure 2.3 on page 60 and figure 2.4 on page 64, because quality of sources and the ability to evaluate sources is critical. Hopefully everybody had an opportunity to view Jason Ertz's 18-minute video on the databases in the library. And also I want to take a minute and comment on the road from blog posts to the annotated bibliography and onwards toward the research essay. So as you see in week 4, we're working on the Encountering Sources blog. Over the next 2 weeks, we will work on 5 different blog posts. So chapter 3 is critical in the way that is called writing in the middle. And what you do with your sources and how you work with your sources ultimately contributes to the success of your research assignment, whatever it may be. Finding sources on databases in the internet is critical, or if you're doing interviews, people who contribute to your conversation. However, drawing connections and working with them and determining what it is they are contributing to the academic conversation you're working on is very important. So working with sources, hopefully everybody had the opportunity to review the 4 principles of citation that was in the last week's unit, week 3 unit. I will copy and move those forward as we move through the next few weeks to additional units, so you don't have to look back for the information. But one thing about sources is articles don't talk, say, or speak. Choosing verbs when referring to the words of others is really critical. You're engaging with authors, people. And when you work with the idea in your brain about how people have written those articles or web pages or even in interviews, you're able to move the conversation forward because you can have a conversation with people. I've never seen anybody to this day have a conversation with a research article. It's rather one-sided, if you know what I mean. So since MLA is author and page and APA is author and year, author is the important factor here. So when you're talking about or referring to an article, you should refer to the author that wrote your sources as we move forward and working with the sources and summarizing, paraphrasing, and quoting, right? I had a few interested comments and emails this week about grading and comments. All your work is assessed. It is assessed based on how you're meeting the assignment instructions, the quality of your writing, the quality of your content, and also your timeliness. The only place we can meet in an online course is in the discussion boards, and then in the next couple of weeks over the blog posts. So your ability to contribute on a timely basis so everyone can review and comment on your work to carry the academic conversation forward is critical. If you are posting late, severely late, other classmates have moved on to other assignments, and it is just not possible for them to comment. And that way you don't get the feedback that you deserve on some of your thoughts and thinking. So timeliness is critical in these asynchronous discussions that we have in an online course. So this week, in week 4, we're working on encountering sources blog. So if I get to the weekly course unit, you will see here clearly in week 4, there we go. I will rotate week 3 down. All right, so here are your blog posts. You have blog post 1, 2, and 3 due this week. Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. You have the power of 3, follow a thread, and to demonstrate your note-taking skills. Now, the sources you use for these blog posts are the same sources that you will hopefully use for your annotated working bibliography. And those sources, again, will be the same ones you use that contribute toward your research essay. So remember, the annotated is 8 to 10 sources. I believe the research essay is using a minimum of 6 sources. So what we're doing over these next few weeks is, and this is what I refer to as the luxury of time and pace, is that you are working with sources continuously and consistently so that you may become, I should establish a deep focused knowledge about your topic and how these sources work together. So each post, you might use 3 sources for blog post 1. You might use 2 out of the 3 to follow a thread. And you might use some different sources for blog post number 3. The more sources that you engage together will help you establish and create those sources for the annotated and also for the research essay. So as you can see here, we have some level of scaffolding for the research project. Now I want to cover briefly the example that I have here with some commentary about some of the blog posts. You can obviously determine by looking at this example that's posted in the assignment in the beginning of the unit, an example of power of 3 posts and some of the reasoning and rationale behind some comments about the post, what they're looking for, the good and the bad. You can decide about the power of 3, and also you have the follow a thread example with some commentary about how some of the basic ideas the student was able to connect the basic ideas of 3 different sources and some of the same arguments. You will find that over time as you do your research that many of your sources establish a common thread. So please take some time to look at the type of response here, the initial blog post, the rationale, what we're looking for the blog post. So it is critical that you take a few minutes to review the example. That's why I have it posted in the overview, I should say, of the week 4 unit. All right. So I think I've got everything covered for week 4. As we move into the weekly course units, I believe week 5 is just a continuation of the other 2 post 4 and 5. And remember, at the end of week 5, this annotated bibliography will be due. And then next week's screencast video, I will I will review the annotated before it's due, and also I will talk about the research essay. Once again, all the course units are open. After we finish up week 3, I'll roll that one to the bottom. If you're looking at for prior units, you see them here at the bottom of the course units page, and everything will get rolled down, but will remain there. All right. If you have any questions, everybody knows to get a hold of me via email. Good luck.